Welcome to the Futurisity Podcast. This is the second episode of our Futurisity journey, and today we have as a guest Regional Innovation Lead from ISG region, Austria, Switzerland, and Germany, Digital Innovation Studio Lead, and ex-Senior Director at Avanade, Tobias Hartmann. In this episode, we'll be talking about IT consulting, customer experience, Metaverse, and philosophical and ethical issues of artificial intelligence. Tune in, guys. I'm really glad you found some time in your overloaded calendar for this episode. Thank you for coming, Tobias.
Sure.
Could you briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you for the chance to join you in your podcast. Very interesting topics. And as you know, I'm a really big fan of that format. And maybe one or two words to my person. So Vlad also introduced, I have a working professional career at Avanade. So Avanade is one of the global tech consultancies and digital transformation companies. Very addicted to Microsoft technologies, and in my job, the whole thing around how technology could build bridges into experiences and also for sure could be accessible for human beings in the private, but also in the professional work life. This is something that is my daily, to be honest. And always having some time for the next new normal is something that is really also in my heart and in my DNA. So all about innovation, all about people, and building bridges between those two dimensions, I would call it, is definitely my passion.
All right. It sounds pretty futuristic. I'm really excited to ask the next question because it's kind of question that I've asked myself 4 or 5 years ago and that changed my life completely. What makes you wake up every day in the morning?
That's a very good question. I could point out it's an iPhone 12, but maybe that is not the expected answer. To be honest, from my perspective, being in that business for at least 20 years now, it is all the time from my very personal point of view a challenge. So it's moving in the digital field that I'm working in. Almost each and every day could bring something completely new, completely disruptive, some new opportunities, and definitely new kind of challenges that could be tackled with the right people. And that's why I really love not to work on my own. So I'm definitely a team player. That's why I'm connected with a lot of people, a lot of crazy technology driven guys, but also very creative guys. So it's a kind of a diverse community that I have with me. Tackling opportunities of you and me as private human beings, as well as challenges that our customers at Avanade have. So enterprises that are maybe facing challenges or problems in the area of how technology could really drive them to new business models, or how sustainability may be tackled with the help of technology and stuff like that, is really something that is all the time, day by day, really challenging, and also bringing a lot of fun and sometimes a lot of new knowledge to me. And that is what is driving me.
Okay, so basically you wake up in the morning and you think about the innovation, the working in a highly agile sphere with really very diverse people from all over the world, basically, because Avanade is an international company. That is your passion. That's why you wake up every day in the morning. You want to do some creative things around about technology, human interaction with the technologies, and basically that's it, right?
That is quite good summary of what's behind, definitely.
Okay.
And the easier answer could be the people that I work with.
You've mentioned actually diverse people, and I would like to ask, right now, everyone in the Western countries, especially in the Western countries, speaks about diversity nowadays, right? And why is it important? How can, let's say, businesses of any sizes, from small to big, can profit from the diversity in the workforce?
Yeah, very good question. And that is really funny, because this is also something that is part of my, I would say, really daily work. And diversity sometimes from my point of view is misunderstood and interpreted like, okay, there are males and there are females. And this is definitely not what I understand in diversity. So it's way further. It's about cultures working together. It's about human individuals that are working together, no matter where they come from, no matter what they are skilled in, and no matter what they believe in. The gender is definitely something which is completely, I would say, out of any filters, in my opinion. But when it comes to the point that successful teams or people could change something, I am a strong believer, and I'm convinced that only diverse teams or intercultural, interdisciplinary teams are really able to reach the optimum of something that might be reachable. Because if two programmers are looking at a problem, or two analytical people are looking at a problem, or two male people are looking at the problem from their very own point of view, I'm sure if a new perspective, a new dimension is adding maybe this pair of eyes or their senses to that couple of people, I'm pretty sure it will not get worse. It will get something more qualified, something with more ideas, enriched with more ideas. And I'm pretty sure that only diversity made us get in the Western world, for example, to what we have right now. And if we only forget anybody to include, I'm pretty sure the one or the other point that will come back to you. And
Okay.
I see it as a chance to really have diverse teams and to really enforce it to be more diverse than maybe sometimes in some enterprises or some industries we did in the past. I think there is more potential in.
Okay. But don't you think that from the, let's say, project organizational perspective, diversity can have also some cons in terms of opinions on a project level? It can be too many opinions if every single person with a different cultural background, or male, female, transgender, whatever, should be heard. It takes way too long in terms of the project execution time. Like, it grows exponentially at the end of the day. So how can businesses transform and adapt to these things?
I think Vlad, also a valid point, but I think it's all about getting experienced in that field of having diverse project teams. It's something that could be moderated and should be moderated at that point. And it is, to be honest, also something that we need to get trained in and use the right methodologies to hear those different opinions or different perspectives, but really be able to filter them and to bring them, maybe to bundle them to one point. And I think if the mission or the goal or the target of an activity is pretty clear to everybody in a team, no matter which direction or what kind of individual it is, I'm pretty sure it is manageable to get to the right and to the best result at that point. But I agree, it might get at the one or the other point a little bit more complex to get to that point. I'm completely with you, but that could be managed.
I completely agree that it should be the task of a project management team, or like a project manager, who must actually set some kind of borders or a vision for a product or for a service or for a project itself. Okay, so if we're going to another topic, artificial intelligence. Have you ever experienced a feeling that AI can be a dangerous weapon in everyday life, and as a technology, it can be used for some nefarious reasons?
Interesting one, Vlad, coming from diversity and people to the other extreme. But yeah, to be honest, one of the most favorite fields when it comes to the point that technology-driven innovation is something what is at the agenda. To be quite open, I never was afraid, but if you dig deeper in, hey, what could happen, what could be, what is the power of AI in some areas, if it's developing that fast as it developed in the last years or past years, for sure there is also some kind of, maybe worrying side of AI in the wrong hands or with the wrong intentions, for sure. And I think it's coming together with data security and data integrity, and not AI on a level that stands alone. It's very powerful. I think we are at the early beginning of recognizing what is possible. To be honest, for me, it's more a chance to make the world that we live on a little bit more lovable, a little bit more beautiful, because I'm pretty sure AI is one of the keys of getting us time for doing better things. Because AI, for one example only, is the key for intelligent automation. It is the key for robotics, and it is the key to really help us getting things done that don't need to be done necessarily from people, and to really bring them to other topics, bring them to the table, bring them to discuss the new future, or the new normal, the new way of working, or maybe new ways of creating sustainable technologies, and all the things that need to be done but could be done by AI, could be tackled by something that is working 24/7.
Yeah, you've mentioned data security and data integrity, and I think it's kind of very important topic when we're talking about AI and in general the future of artificial intelligence. So how we control this system as human beings, because AI systems, if we're talking about some cognitive services, computer vision, some chatbots or whatever, they are learning on an insane pace, right? And they're way more capable, faster, reliable rather than humans. So for me, for example, the biggest topic is how we can control and how we can secure those systems. How can we predict and avoid some consequences? And do you think there should be some kind of governmental regulations of AI, or is it already too late?
Clear answer: yes, there need to be governance, there need to be also laws in that area, and they need to be adopted. They cannot be defined right now, and that what is existing will definitely not be enough for tackling all the possibilities or all areas that will get accessible by AI. So a clear yes on that question. And the first question that you pointed out, I'm convinced that we as humans, we as the drivers that are in the driver's seat of enabling AI, we need to secure, to create borders that could not be maybe be overwhelmed by something which is artificial at that point. And I'm pretty sure it is possible, but if you do not have the right architects that create AI solutions, and maybe also use the power of machine learning and getting really smart and intelligent algorithms in that area, I'm pretty sure there is a risk. But having the right people at the right place and really owning that architecture, I'm pretty sure it is controllable, and it is also safe to use AI for, as I told before, for really maybe turning things into better. And you also mentioned it, really cover activities that are sensible, that are recurring all the time and need to be really processed pretty fast and without any mistake. And I think AI is able to do a great job in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. And back to diversity, that's probably a good point to mention, that the more diverse the team of these architects, data scientists, AI engineers, machine learning engineers is, the better would be the system in terms of all these edge cases for different cultural groups, if we're talking on a large scale, right?
And it's all about ethics. So I think we should not separate AI from us as human beings, but also from our values. All those areas are very important when creating something powerful, and not only an automation engine or whatever to having a faster order entry or something like that, which
Absolutely.
is pretty important for some kind of enterprise, whatever. Imagine Amazon would have to do everything by humans, so this would not work. But yeah, when it comes to the point where more intelligence and more self-learning applications in a whole ecosystem comes to the point, I'm pretty sure also ethics need to be part of those diverse teams. And yeah, all the things need to be regulated on a more global level. I'm not a fan of look at this country is handling it like that, and the other country is handling it like this. So we are not separated anymore. So it's a global topic, and I'm pretty sure the whole bandwidth of AI is definitely also empowered by global experiences and global approaches as well.
I'm pretty sure, like in terms of globalization, AI should be somehow regulated, unified all over the globe, absolutely international, because otherwise the differences will be too huge, I guess, between different countries. All right, when we're speaking about technology, the whole 2016, there was a game, Pokemon Go, I guess you know, right?
Yeah,
Game with
sure.
the usage of virtual reality, who doesn't know? And it was sweeping the world, basically. Fast forward to today, and we're yet again. Former Facebook plans to invest millions of dollars for building the metaverse. Will and how Facebook, right now it's Meta, be able to convince people to give up time in the real world for participating in the metaverse instead?
Also clear answer on that one. I'm sure they will. I'm pretty sure some of us, were part of the movement that started when the first internet access points were available in the professional lives and coming slowly and slowly into private lives. And a lot of people wondered, hey, what could that be for? Ordering books, wow, cool. Or looking for something that I also could look in a Brockhaus or Lexica or whatever. So this is not that value adding. So Web 1, I would call that, or it is called Web 1. And if we think about what digitalization or the internet brought to us and how it changed the world and changes the world still, I'm pretty sure the next step is something in that area of creating alternative worlds, of bringing digital worlds, maybe in some areas together with our physical world that we are living in. And if we see what, for example, all those multiplayer online games right now are really consuming in time with a limit, with really limited people that are accessing it. Not everybody is accessing or is a gamer that is on his mission in Fortnite or whatever. But I'm pretty sure as soon as enterprises, not only like Meta or former Facebook, enters the ring, but also Microsoft gave a huge commitment in building a Meta enterprise at that point. I'm pretty sure this is something, the new big thing in that area that will have a huge impact on almost each and everybody in the next years. It will start definitely for maybe a limited portion of people. Maybe only the interested ones will jump on that train. So just like it was at the ages of the beginning of the internet, commercial internet, sorry, to be clear, it will get also the same or almost the same for Meta and Metaverse. And I'm pretty sure within the next 5 years, we will see a lot of opportunities, a lot of things that are popping up. You can imagine it's happening right now if I think about it. So you are right now able to buy, for example, a digital painting for millions of dollars. There was something in the US from my perspective.
NFTs are crazy.
Exactly. So it's happening right now, and this is only the surface that we are scratching on. Not only the surface, maybe it's not visible right now what is below that level. And I could imagine, and it's also happening right now, that you will buy, for example, virtual or digital properties. You will buy some kind of, hey, what about your favorite dress of your football team? Having it, wearing it physical when watching the Super Bowl or whatever, but really having it also in a digital limited edition and stuff like that. And there are limitless opportunities and possibilities in really creating that kind of an alternative world. So I'm really looking forward, and I'm, to be honest, I'm a little bit proud to be part right at the beginning of that thing, because I'm also sure, for example, for Avanade, there is a
Mhm.
lot of business in. If I just imagine not only creating those digital services or moving as a company into metaverse and doing business on a virtual, on a digital level in another dimension of economics, but
Yeah.
also helping our customers or helping companies or people coming from the physical world, being successful in the physical world, moving with another or an additional business model also into the metaverse and doing economics on a digital level.
Hmm.
Hey, this is also big, and this is definitely something of future, maybe consultancy, that a lot of companies will jump on. And I'm pretty sure also Avanade will be part of that movement.
Absolutely. In early November, I guess 2021, so a couple of months ago, Accenture has bought over 60,000 of Oculus Quest 2 VR glasses. And I guess by that time, the number of those VR glasses deployed by Accenture were the largest of any company in the world. So an Accenture's IT consulting company. I don't know about the situation on the market right now, but it's insane. As I've heard it, I was like really shocked. Actually, for me, it's a big topic. How can IT consulting companies such as Avanade or Accenture do this transition to the metaverse? And for example, let's say if we're talking about Blizzard that was acquired by Microsoft a couple of weeks ago, it's clear.
By
It's
the
a
way, a great move. By the
Yeah,
way, from my perspective, a great move.
absolutely. I guess gaming industry will profit the first from this metaverse and all these 3D spaces.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And those guys, I'm completely agreeing with you. Those guys, no matter if Blizzard, there are a lot of smaller companies, very innovative companies, also in the Asian world, that are really excellent in doing those things.
mhm,
By the way, also in Europe, there are a lot of cool companies and very, very skilled people here that are used to create those worlds, create those spaces, just like you mentioned, and create those experiences. And this is something that you need to build on.
mhm,
They really had so much years or hundreds of years, if you count them together, of experiences and how to create some kind of that, yeah, meta experiences. At that point, it would be, from my point of view, impossible to start from the scratch.
mhm.
But really integrating, or in that case, purchasing those companies with all their experiences is, yeah, a very strategic and clever move, to be honest.
Absolutely. Completely agree. For me, also, kind of very interesting topic about experiences when we're talking about experiences, right? For the customers, let's say as an IT consulting company, as Avanade or Accenture, doing this metaverse things, metaverse project, for example, for in a car industry, I can really imagine Avanade or Accenture designing some kind of metaverse for manufacturing purposes or for kind of car designing purposes in this sphere, where in this highly technical sphere, I think there is a big potential hidden for IT consulting companies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is also a topic, Vlad. You mentioned maybe the automotive manufacturing area. I'm completely agreeing. If you're bundling, for example, vertical knowledge
Mhm.
in different industries or in specific industries, and combining it with the possibilities of metaverse approaches, I'm pretty sure this is one of the one of the fields that are quite interesting in moving into, bringing together industry knowledge or vertical knowledge with technology knowledge is something that typical those consultancies are driving right now. So what we are doing is really also combining our business and vertical knowledge with the power of technology and creating together with our clients the best fit solutions for bigger systems or for smaller processes or apps or whatever. So it's different intensities and complexities for sure. And Metaverse will be an adoption of it in a new dimension, in the digital dimension, and also cool, definitely.
For me, I was thinking about when I was thinking about manufacturing and metaverse and IT consulting companies. For example, these three-dimensional immersive interactions on the level of team collaboration, right? When you're designing some kind of some part of a car from all over the world, there is no need in physical attention there anymore. It's pretty cool. The future would be bright.
Totally. Absolutely. And you mentioned it before, as Avanade is part of Accenture and Microsoft, we are doing a lot of things in the past and did it in the past as well, and are engaged in really creating the first steps also in the direction of being able to tackle those new challenges and new opportunities in meta dimensions as well. This is a big opportunity, and definitely Avanade will get and will be part of it.
To sum up, Tobias, how many years away are we from the metaverse?
Okay, the first steps from my perspective are already made when I look at Horizon, for example, which is one of the first entry points at that site. So I could answer that question with, hey, the journey already started and you could be part of it. And it would not be wrong to answer like this. But to be honest, if I think about having something quite easy accessible, hey, download this and be part of it, and maybe combine it with Apple Pay to maybe purchase your first square meter, whatever approach it could be. I'm pretty sure we will see the first beginnings and the first entry points starting really little and slowly this year, but I'm pretty sure in 2023 the first really cool starters will be there. Well, if I could see this, what is happening in the future, I would definitely play some kind of a lottery or something like that. But I think this will accelerate quite fast. If we do have the first really serious footprint in that area, I'm pretty sure there will be an acceleration of a lot of people, a lot of enterprises with a lot of power to move in there, because it's something like, hey, being the first, being the best, and claiming some fields of action as well in the metaverse. And it's all about speed to market, go to markets, and be ready for all those things that are popping up in that area.
When you were talking, I came up with another question, maybe the last one about metaverse. But, I've heard in the news a couple of weeks ago, formerly Facebook, and right now it's Meta, tried to get all the smart AI and VR, XR engineers from all the big companies, the brightest minds, right? And according to the Wall Street Journal, I guess more than 100 or 200 people from Microsoft left to Meta, and they got like double in salary, I guess, per month. So what types of jobs might the metaverse create on a large scale?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure Microsoft will do its best to get people back. They see it strategic. I'm pretty sure Microsoft will not lose that race. Also powerful. But first of all, I'm pretty sure there will be the need of existing job roles as well. So all those creative directors, all those programmers, all those experienced architects coming not only from Blizzard, but also from Meta and from Microsoft and also the technology consultancies. I think a lot of those existing roles will be some kind of adopted to Metaverse. And if we come to the point that I am convinced Metaverse will create or maybe evolve its very own economic, this could be almost everything what is popping up in there. And you will, I'm pretty sure you will be working, maybe not in the future, maybe for the physical Meta company or enterprise, formerly Facebook, or you will work for maybe a subsidiary in Metaverse. And you will be paid for work that you are doing in Metaverse and not for Meta anymore and stuff like that. There will be some crazy things popping up, I'm pretty sure. For example, getting someone that is only selling virtual properties. So this is directly coming to my mind because this is something where a lot of people are investing in to have a safe future when they're getting old and blah, 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 to invest in. And this will definitely happen also in Metaverse. I'm convinced that this is happening. And a lot of new jobs and a lot of really crazy things will get started in that new economic layer, I'm pretty sure.
Real estate investments on the next level. Virtual lands, crazy.
Moon was yesterday, so you were also able, or I don't know, to be honest, if you still are able to buy something, some square meters on the moon, and nobody will take care of that in the future, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's more on Metaverse or on Mars or whatever, but the moon was yesterday.
All right. So we have 10 more minutes, and I would like to move to our special rubric. So the name of the rubric is Blitz. The idea behind it is very simple. I'll ask you questions and you answer them without any deep pondering and reflection, just straightforward, right? Okay. There are no true or false answers. And if you don't know, then you say don't know, and it's absolutely fine. Okay?
Definitely.
If you could instantly become an expert in one subject, what would it be? It's about passion.
Yeah. Sorry, you need to repeat that question.
If you could instantly, like today, become an expert in one subject, what would it be?
Graphical recording.
Okay. One thing you are most afraid of?
Losing control in the area of being healthy.
That's a major one, I guess, for everyone out there.
At least for me, it is definitely. Yeah. So it's something that sometimes you cannot buy it for money, and maybe nobody on that planet might help you. I think this is one of the greatest goods that we've got.
Absolutely. What is your best single tip to make the world a better place to live?
Being sensitive and look after each other. So don't do things without thinking about, hey, what's next?
Love and responsibility.
Absolutely.
All right. The next one is a funny one. Imagine Metaverse will be real in the next decade, and you have an opportunity to meet any person you want, dead or alive. Whom would you like to meet?
I think President Lincoln would be very interesting, because I do not agree with a lot of things that he decided is good for his country.
Okay. I had an episode with Bruno Capuana from Avanade, ex-Avanade, and right now he is at Microsoft, and he wanted to meet Freddie Mercury.
Also very nice.
Yeah, that's, for me, I don't know actually. Bon Jovi would be also great to have a coffee with them. What is the definition of success for you?
To really wake up every morning and being passionate about the next day.
That's a highly valuable thing, actually.
Yeah, because if you recap, for sure you can maybe measure it in KPIs, but what will last? So if you earn a lot of money, or if you maybe at one day are able to save a lot of people, but what will happen next? So I think if you had it before, if you add respectful and yeah, being sensitive of what you are doing, because everything is resulting in something, at least. So that is very philosophical, I know, but I'm convinced that we are made to really live our life, the one or the other way, but as long as we do care for others and do care for what we are doing and what is the result of our interaction with the world, I'm pretty sure this is some kind of success.
100%. Right now, reflecting on my younger age back in the days when I was 15 or 16, I guess one thing that really changed my life in terms of understanding what's going on and who I am and why am I here is the question when I woke up one day. I guess it was like middle August or something when I was 15 or 16. Why am I waking up every day in the morning? What the hell I've forgotten on this earth? And what the idea behind me being here. With the time I've started to thinking, and actually this question drove me pretty anxious for a couple of weeks because it's not that easy to answer. With the time, after long thinking and particularly overthinking sessions, I came up with the answer. I would like to broaden people's horizons. I would like to expand people's views. I would like to show that the world isn't binary. There are not only zeros and ones. For me, it's kind of crucial to leave the footprint after I'm gone because what the point in living your life just for your own? I'm also convinced that there are no differentiations between people under the groups, such as race, religion, and stuff like that. But there are two main groups where the people differentiate, and that's namely good people and bad people. And in terms of making the world a better place to live, and it will be kind of success for me at the end of the day, it's essential to broaden people views, people minds. Also, as you've mentioned before, sensitivity, love, all those things, right? If we'll have more good people that will do good things, the future will be bright.
Absolutely, absolutely. And underlining it, and maybe also which is behind, if you succeed in making people a little bit more happier, you
Yeah.
do the right thing. From my perspective, you do the right thing.
On this note, I hope we will all do right things. Thank you very much for joining and for a great conversation, Tobias. I hope to see you on the Futurisity Podcast in the next episodes.
Thank you very much for having me with you, Vlad. All the
Yeah.
best.
Thank you for listening. See you in the next episodes, people.